Welcome to our discussion slash rant slash chastising of the Star Wars community. I am Ollie.
I am Christopher.
And yeah, let's just jump right into it. Jesus Christ, Chris. People have lost their goddamn minds.
It's amazing how everybody can lose their minds in a span of 1 week. Oh, gosh.
And the problem I have with this community is, like, there are people that are giving valid criticism, and then there are people that are just nitpicking and being fucking stupid.
I agree.
So,
God, all the comments.
So a couple of videos, we're gonna queue up a couple of videos and talk about him, rant about him, and all this other stuff. So give us 1 second. All right, so the first video slash comment we're gonna react to and reply to is from Nerdotic. Listen, the Phantom Menace, I'm not a huge supporter of that group, you know. It's like they like to complain about things. Sometimes I understand what they're saying, but for the most part, it's a lot of like, girls, like, instead of explaining like, okay, why something is wrong. That's valid criticism. Criticism isn't just like, I don't like something, blah, 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 blah. You have to explain what you don't like, and it has to make sense, you know, and you have to give resolutions on how to fix the problem. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Okay, so that being said, in this situation, like, here we go.
According to you, Kenobi was the most popular premiere on your platform, and that would be great if it wasn't the 4th most popular thing this week. And I want you to let that sink.
Granted, he's going to talk about like the Top Gun. He's going to talk about the Amber Heard trial and all this other stuff that they're competing with. And then this is where we're at. He's going to be like, oh, Disney preemptively prepared Moses for the racist comments and all this other stuff. And they're like, you know, let me pause real quick. All right, Chris, you want to read it, or should I text to speech it?
Text to speech it.
Okay, so this is the argument that was going on. This is what I said.
There's a difference between legitimate criticism and then attacking an actress. At the end of the day, it's the director and writer's fault for allowing the actor to portray the character in this way. Hiring a black woman is never the problem. It's allowing her to be portrayed in such a manner that looks stupid. That's the issue. Again, where was all this vitriol from people like Donald Gleason when he was playing General Hux? He's basically the same character. Adam Driver never got this kind of harassment for playing Kylo Ren. There is legitimate criticism coming out of some of the fandom. But to stick our head in the sand and ignore the people that are making it a racial and sexist issue instead of a characterization issue is odd. When
Now,
Kathleen Kennedy outright says the Force is female or we're hiring for the sake of diversity, I can understand why people cringe. When there are people lambasting actors such as Moses claiming she's a diversity hire and making comments about her race, the problem must be addressed. If it don't apply, let it fly. They're just calling out the people who are harassing her. But ultimately, I understand where you're coming from, and maybe I don't understand the situation in its totality, and I shouldn't look at this with straw man pair of eyes.
did I attack anybody? Did I attack anybody?
No,
Did I say maybe I'm wrong?
you did.
Okay, so I was not attacking anyone. I was just addressing the fact that there is a small subsect of people that are doing this shit, and there's proof. But people want to stick their head in the sand and pretend like these comments are not being made about the character. I mean, about the actress. Again, there's no problem with you criticizing the character, whatever. But let's not pretend like this isn't being said. All right, so these are the responses.
Nobody had a problem with her because of her gender or race. Other people are not as racist and sexist as you. This is a sad fact you are just going to have to get used to.
Where was I racist?
Help.
Where was I racist or sexist?
You were not racist or sexist at all.
So this person
this person didn't, this person didn't comprehend or understand what you were saying, because it clearly, wow, you calling you a racist and sexist when you didn't even say anything.
I even admitted maybe I don't understand the situation. I explained myself. Okay, here's the second one.
People criticized Kylo Ren all the time. He was supposed to be the main villain, yet he acted like a child and threw literal temper tantrums. Not just one tantrum either, there were at least two.
Let me pause real quick. I don't think, and this is how I know people don't have reading comprehension skills. I didn't say Kylo Ren. I said Adam Driver for playing Kylo Ren. Do you understand the difference of what I'm saying? Like, people see and hear what they want instead of reading what is being wrote.
Not just one tantrum either. There were at least two instances where he took his lightsaber and slashed away at whatever was nearby. Plus, he constantly lost to the main character, which also undermined his status as a powerful villain. Does criticism of Kylo Ren make me racist against white people? Is it hatred directed at Adam Driver? Or is it criticizing the fictional character?
When I want to say a word that I know I'm not supposed to say, and I'm not going to say it because it's offensive, but people like this are definitely that word, because you don't read. You don't read, but you're taking everything as a personal attack. No one's sucking Disney's dick here. I'm not caping for Disney. I literally said the actress, not the character. And the reason why, and they chose to ignore Hux, the whole Hux thing altogether. They just went straight to the Kylo Ren thing. And you can't act like Hux and Kylo Ren weren't the same character that fucking Moses is playing, the screaming evil bad guy.
Criticizing the fictional character Kylo Ren, who was created by the Disney Corporation. And if there are people on Twitter making these claims against the actress who is doing them, can we verify the actual person behind?
And this is what we call a straw man argument. They're saying, oh, we don't know who they're attacking them. It's probably the left. It's probably Disney. Why would Disney hire this woman?
Attack their own. Yeah.
And then
that makes no sense. Why?
That is. Go on, Chris. Go. Say your piece.
Why? That makes no sense. Why would Disney, attack, an actress that they're paying, money to play, this role? That makes whatsoever, this comment from, what is this? Sean he doesn't know, doesn't.
The logic that these people are doing to bend over backwards just to fight against the company, like, I get it. People don't like the direction Disney Star Wars is taking. I understand that. I am too. I've always said Star Wars isn't meant to be a franchise. How many times have I said this to you? It's meant to be a couple movies and then it's done. But they milked it for all they had. That being said, you guys are so adamant of being right without hearing what is being told to you, but you're on the defense for no goddamn reason.
Can we verify the actual person behind the tweets? Would Disney do it themselves to drum up controversy? Spoiler, most likely. Why did the media accuse fans of racism before the show aired? And is anybody here?
Because we have a history of being racist. Sure, not to fucking what's his name? Billy D. Williams or Sam Jackson, but don't sit there and pretend like, oh, Rose and goddamn Finn didn't get shit. Like, people are gonna be like, people are gonna be like, I like Finn, right? Why was it when the Force Awakens teaser came out, people were giving him shit for being a black stormtrooper? Please do not sit here and be like, oh, this is not what happened. Like, people are having revisionist history. Maybe you weren't around on the internet when this was happening, but this was a thing.
Yeah, and remember the racist comments that they gave Kelly Marie Tran after The Last Jedi premiered? They were giving her a hard time that she had to quit social media.
And so many people are going to be like, that's not true. That's unrelated. Bro, Rose got the worst kind of treatment for no reason. Like, I get it. You don't like the character, but you would think we would learn from Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen. But no. Especially the Jake Lloyd
and
thing. Ahmed Best. They're not the characters. But you're going to say, oh, we didn't do it to Lando. We didn't to Sam Jackson. Those are grown-ass men, 1. 2, they don't use the internet. 3, it's Sam Jackson and Billy D. Williams. You think you're going to, with your crusty upper lip, you're going to talk about Sam Jackson and Billy D. Williams?
Hell no, they won't.
No, but it's an easy target. And on top of that, Lando and Mace aren't like huge characters. Yes, they're relevant, but in the grand schemes of the movies, right? Okay, Lando betrays Han and Empire, right? And then in Return of the Jedi goes on to be one of the
rebellion leaders.
Exactly.
Death Star.
Exactly. So, yes, but he wasn't like the same. You're not going to tell me he was the same level as Harrison Ford. He wasn't like on the same level as Harrison. He was a side character. He wasn't like Harrison Ford, who's like one of the main characters. You feel me? And it's the same thing.
I feel like he's like out of that, main 4, he was like the 5th one,
Yes, he wasn't
out
like
of Han, Leia, Luke, and Chewie. He was right there.
He wasn't like the it's like he was the Oscar Isaac. No, I can't even say that because Poe is a pretty important character. I guess the sequels don't have a character like that.
No, they don't have always
all 4 of those main characters are pretty important. But yeah, they definitely don't have a character like that. But you understand what I'm saying. They don't have like super prevalent roles. Like they're important characters, but not like up in front. Like when you say Star Wars, everybody's not gonna say Lando Calrissian. Like how I know this is true. They announced a Lando show. How many people are like, oh my God, we're getting a Lando show? Yeah. Yeah. my point exactly. My point exactly. But you get a little Han Solo movie and you got a little chip on your dip. All right? Just saying. All right, so this is my clap back.
Reread what I wrote. I never made a blanket term saying all fans were racist, nor did I say giving criticism towards the character makes you racist or a problem. It's addressing the people that are actually harassing her in the DMs and giving her flack. If it doesn't apply for you, separate yourself from this conversation. Legitimate criticism is not the same thing as harassment and bullying. Is Disney using Moses as a scapegoat for bad writing? Probably. But is inexcusable behavior of the certain fans of the community. Take a minute to process before getting mad.
Did I say something wrong in that statement?
Nope, you were clear and to the point.
All right, then. And then I replied to the other guy.
Proof of this level of harassment going on. Critiquing a character is one thing, blaming an actor for doing the job when again even you stated it's the corporation and when I stated the director and writer's fault. No one is making blanket statements about Star Wars fans in general. You have to be able to see when someone is addressing something specifically. In this case, they're talking about the people who are directly attacking the actress. If you're not one of those people, then it does not affect you in any way, shape, or form. I don't like the character, but I can separate the actress from the character. That's all that's being said without making a straw man argument trying to attack your personal character. You're not a racist or sexist if you don't like the character. You know the difference. Adam Driver never got the same level of scrutiny that Moses is getting. Sure, they hate the character, but he's not getting constantly bombarded in his DMs and online.
And then this Tristan, this Tristan has to be like this.
Or Adam Driver just didn't complain about those type of comments, like just because he didn't show them or speak about those type of comments doesn't mean he didn't receive those types of comments.
Yeah, someone's always gonna suck the dick. You know, there's always gonna be them people here that, and you see how it's always radio silence after I explain the points too. They will attack you, get mad, and not come back and explain their point. Nope, they're just like they don't take the time to read what you said. They just said, you're attacking me, you're defending Disney.
Yeah, they say a bunch of shit and then they just walk away. That's how it is always.
Exactly. I'm not a glutton, Chris. I'm not a consumer. I criticize the media I watch. But again, to give critique is not to hate on something. It's to explain what is wrong and then explain how it can be fixed. Or why you didn't like something, instead of just saying, Disney's bad because or saying stupid shit like, Disney's shitting on Luke Skywalker and blah, blah, blah. So that's going to take us to our second video that we're going to react to. Give us a second. So this is a channel I usually enjoy, but I feel like the anger that came out of this, I don't know. The critiques, I don't know. It's from just some guy, literally the name of the channel. Usually he has pretty good takes, but I don't know.
At it, or Qui-Gon Jinn doesn't accept collect calls because he never answers. That didn't take long. Not Rusty, a coward. Just look at this.
So, a big thing that I hear a lot of people complain about this episode is that Obi-Wan's a coward. Chris?
Oh.
Chris,
okay.
Help me understand something. It is Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. That's 19 years. Right? 19 years, BBY?
Right.
So, people are either not Star Wars fans or they're choosing to ignore facts. Obi-Wan is in the 10th year of before the Battle of Yavin, right? That means he has 9 more years to train. So in the 10th year, he's still struggling with PTSD and guilt. All he's doing is the same monotonous thing and watching over Luke like he was assigned to. So many people have complained about this show, about, oh, why are we on Tatooine? Why are we always on a sand planet? I'm tired of a sand planet. Then they give you what you want. They make and they give you a legitimate purpose of why Obi-Wan didn't just leave because, oh, shits and giggles, I want to go see something else. He didn't want to leave Luke. He was forced to leave Luke by Bail Organa. And yes, you're going to say, oh, why didn't Bail Organa send the guard? They're incompetent, guy. They couldn't catch Leia, and that's one of the things that I think is stupid about the show. They couldn't catch a fucking 10-year-old kid running in the goddamn forest. All right, and you saw how they got murked by those smugglers. I don't know if they're smugglers or bounty hunters or whatever the fuck they were, but the bad guys, right? You saw how bad that was, Chris?
Yeah, it was very bad. They couldn't even beat those kidnappers.
It's not supposed to be public knowledge about Leia. Did they ignore the whole fact? Like, yes, they have a daughter, whatever. Like, people are aware of that he has a daughter, but there's a reason why they don't let Leia leave the castle. Did you not hear the whole part with the cousin and all that? And it was like, my dad says you're not even a real Organa. Blah, 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 blah. All that shit was to set up the fact that, like, yeah, Leia's kind of like not supposed to be like a very popular thing, because the last thing they want to do is to tell the Empire, hey, we have a kid, you know, and then on top of that, Bail and his wife both know this is Anakin's son. Anakin's daughter and Padme's daughter. All it takes is Palpatine to roll up on that kid and be like, yeah, you're force sensitive. And yes, eventually they do kidnap Leia. And guess what? Luke and Han rescue her. If you think it, like, if Luke and Han didn't rescue Leia, it was only a matter of time till Vader or the Emperor was like, huh, there's something special about this kid. You're force sensitive. All right, gonna be my new apprentice now. Kill Vader. It's right there. It's right there. Am I wrong? Because just because she doesn't have a penis doesn't mean she's not a Skywalker. Like, people think, oh, this is not Dragon Ball, where you're like, oh, you're a girl, so you can't turn Super Saiyan. And even then, that's not even a thing anymore. Like, you can turn girls are Saiyans. Like, the Force is not. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. That's stupid. I was about to say something stupid. The Force doesn't have a gender. Yeah, I'm about to say the Force is not binary, but that's stupid. I'm not gonna say that. That's pretty stupid. But you get what I mean. It doesn't matter if you have whatever you identify with or whatever. If you're force sensitive, you're force sensitive. They're both Anakin's children. I don't see why one would not be more important than the other. Like, people legitimately think by Obi-Wan rescuing Leia, that makes her more important, when Yoda literally says to Obi-Wan, no, there is another. Why? Because if one of them dies, that's why we couldn't keep the babies together in the first place. Their power level for midichlorians, whatever the fuck, would be off the charts, and people would be like, hey, do you feel that? What the hell is that? You see what I mean?
I do.
All right then. So it's not valid criticism when you're like, oh, why is Obi-Wan so weak? Again, he hasn't been training. All he's been doing is laying low, because guess what? If Obi-Wan, even in Legends, Obi-Wan wasn't supposed to be out. Yeah, there's a comic book where Obi-Wan's out here beating the shit out of, I think, some Tuskens. You know what book I'm talking about?
Yeah, I forget the name, but yeah, he's beating the shit out of those Tusken Raiders.
And, like, he's not supposed to do that, because guess what? The Empire would notice that. And you know what happens? He would get caught. He would die. The Empire would sense Luke, and he would get killed. So again, use your brain, guys. That's why he doesn't want to use the Force. He uses the Force. It's basically a dog whistle to be like, hey, I'm here. Come kill me. He's supposed to be undercover.
Treated, disrespected, unhinged. How did we get here? Let's start from the beginning.
The reason why he's like that is because 10 years he hasn't been training at all, and he just hasn't been in tune with the Force for 10 years. Vader, on the other hand, Jedi for 10 years, getting stronger and stronger each day. So it makes sense why Vader would clap Obi-Wan in this fight.
Exactly. And on top of that, people are acting like this is the end of the show. This is episode, what, 3?
Yeah.
Again, that means we have more time to figure out how Obi-Wan gets better. Because guess what? He's going to train. That's what
people jump the gun way too quick. It's like they don't realize that we're only halfway through the season. We only have 3 more episodes left. He's, like you said, he's going to train. He's going to get ready for the final encounter with Vader.
Bro, it's like people pick and choose what they remember from Star Wars. Literally, Yoda's not the one that's going to teach Obi-Wan. It's Qui-Gon. He literally says, your master, your former master, is going to come and teach you some stuff. Dude, he's been
he's been calling him since the first episode. Every single episode he's, it makes sense that, Qui-Gon's gonna, appear to, give him, the talk.
So why do people not understand this concept?
They don't. They don't think. They don't think at all.
They don't. They're literally just complaining for the sake of complaining instead of just like, okay, let me wait. Yes, I understand the show has some pretty shitty writing some of the time. Yes, I understand some people don't like. I think one of the weirdest things is like they're like, why isn't the lightsaber duel all flashy and epic? It's not gonna be like it is in the games. It's not gonna be like it is in the animated series. So get that out of your mind. And on top of that, canonically, like we've been saying since the beginning of the video, Obi-Wan is rusty. Vader is
suffering from PTSD for 10 years. Like, yes. Come on.
Imagine he already felt guilty for thinking he killed Anakin, and then he learns Anakin is alive. And then people are like, how does Obi-Wan not know Vader is alive? Because, guys, I don't know if you don't know this. Darth Vader is not a public figure. He's not. And there's a comment in this video that says, oh, like, somebody was... he was like, oh, why is it that... First of all, he made a comment about Padme and really like...
I'm sure we're going to explore that thoroughly in this episode of Other Limbs. Meanwhile, back on the freighter, Leia asks about the Force and what it feels like. Kenobi describes it as like turning on the light to fight off the dark. Nice metaphor. It's almost like it's setting up Obi reconnecting with the Force. I'm sure we're going to explore that thoroughly in this episode. Anyway, Leia and Obi land on Mapuzo, a mining planet the Empire has now taken over. The pair are supposed to meet with their contact here, but Obi has doubts. When Leia asks why Haja would have lied to them, Obi snaps at her, saying people are not all good. That's true, but this moment doesn't make sense because in the previous episode, Leia was shown to be able to see right through people. She should be fully aware that people...
She's a child! Yes, she's smart, but again, children are gullible as fuck. Like, Leia's not your average child, but she's still a kid. She still sees good in people. So that's why she's like, oh no. And she hasn't left the house. Do we not get that? So of course she's gonna be like, "Oh, Obi-Wan, why do we not trust anybody?" And Obi-Wan's like, "Your dad literally in the course of a day went from being my best friend to being my worst enemy and killing everyone I know. Obviously, I have problems trusting people." Duh. Chris, what's going on, man?
I don't know what people are thinking. You know, it just amazes me, you know, how, you know, people don't stop and think, you know, when it comes to things, when it comes to these things, you know.
Astonishing, honestly, is the word I have for it, because it's like there's nitpicking, there's criticism, and there's nitpicking. Just like I want to say shit for the sake of saying something to tear it down, to knock it down a peg.
Lie to others and themselves. This is probably a play on Leia being a 10-year-old kid, but she can't both be mature for her age and totally innocent. As Obi and Leia walk, Obi catches.
Bro, you want a 10-year-old child? Bro, human beings are not one thing. She can be smart in some aspects, but not know everything. She can be mature for her age, but not still have the full grasp on how people work. Because again, she's been a spoiled little princess for 10 years. Remember when Luke was a wide-eyed farm boy that wanted to join the Empire? Everybody forgot about that? Okay.
Catches a vision of Anakin wrapped in his Jedi robes, totally throwing Obi off. That's a great moment. You know what would have been better? If Obi had started having visions of Anakin on Tatooine, and then had the scene of Reva telling him that.
Why would he have? Did you?
Why?
Go ahead, Chris.
I don't know why would he want to have visions of Anakin on Tatooine. That
Not only that, he literally looked at Luke in the beginning of the first episode and is like, "Damn, he's just like Anakin." In his mind, on Tatooine, Anakin is dead. So the dreams that he's been having are the PTSD, but he's not going to think about Anakin. Like, now that he has confirmation that Vader is alive, then of course his PTSD is going to start going crazy, because he's like, yeah, he's still alive. For all we know, this is Vader force projecting himself.
shit.
Yeah, he could be fucking with him right now. Just like, yeah, remember what you did? I'm coming to beat your ass.
Vader still lives. Then it goes to Reva arriving at the Inquisitor's headquarters, and she has to walk 400 miles to get into this thing. She has to go through this.
It's called establishing shots. Yes, they could have cut it earlier, but they want you to see the Empire. It's not the first time. It's not the first time.
They just want to show you the Inquisitor base, basically. That's what it is.
Exactly. When we were in Darth Vader's castle on Mustafar, we saw a bunch of shit too. In the movies, we've seen that. We've seen several bases. They're just giving us scope and feel of the Inquisitor base. That's all they're doing. For you to be like, oh yeah, hurry up. Show us like there's actual lore behind. This is where they take the force sensitive children and either reprogram them, experiment on them, or kill them. But no.
And this just to get to the Inquisitor room.
Did you think the base was gonna be on top or something? Like she's gonna walk to the door and she's like, "Hi guys, I'm here. Hello." No, the fuck. And I guarantee you, they're not going to do this every single time they cut to this base. It's one time to show you the scope and feel. It's literally a contrast of Vader's castle. Vader is on Mustafar. It's fire. It's scary. He's alone. And then he has all that wild shit. The Inquisitors are the opposite. They live on a water planet. It's cold. It's wet. It's damp. It's evil.
Why? It's not dramatic. It's just silly. She gets into the room and tells the others to send out the probes. She then gets punked by the fifth brother, who also...
As she should, because there's a pecking order. Don't complain about that, because the other episode, you were like, why did she kill the Inquisitor? Now she getting her bitch ass rocked, and you're like, why is she getting her bitch ass rocked? Like, what the fuck? Pick a lane.
also wants to be the Grand Inquisitor. Reba reveals that she's contacted Vader.
Yes, because everybody there wants to be the boss. The fucking brother wants to be the boss. The other woman wants. They're inquisitors, dark side people. The dark side is exactly like that. They don't respect. Yes, there's the rule of two and all that shit. But like, if it's time to stab a bitch, it's time to stab a bitch. That's kind of the dark side motto. Remember when Ventress was with Dooku? How he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. like people forget the dark side are not nice people. So for you to be like, ew, why are they trying to like exert power over each other? Like, yeah, because they're not good people.
And that these are his orders.
Yes, they have a chain of command, but they're pretty much like, it's more of a dick measuring contest. If anything, they're like, whoever's the strongest pretty much gets the lead the team.
She gets sassy with fifth brother, and her delivery is just odd. She keeps trying to go from calm to angry, but sounds more annoyed than pissed. And there's
Oh, I'm sorry. Her inflections were not good enough for you. You know what? Hold on. Let me play a clip for you. Star Wars characters do that because they are designed by a word that we are literally not allowed to say on YouTube, but you know what the word is. It starts with an N. Yes, they are loud, they are rude, and they shout. Not everybody is Darth Vader who's going to be quiet. And you know why Vader never screams, aside from episode 3, and everybody clowns that scene? Because he literally can't. His vocal cords are fried. Every other Sith character, I promise you, go watch every other Sith character. I think aside from the only bad guy not to yell was what's his name?
Grievous.
Tarkin. That's the only person, and Grievous, because Grievous again, he's the entire time. Besides them two, and Dooku. Those are the 3 people that don't yell. Other than that, everybody else. That's kind of their thing. The dark side makes you unstable. Now, the only grievance I have with this character, aside of how she's portrayed, is the fact she doesn't have yellow eyes. But other than that, yeah. But clowning her for like, oh, she has an accent in Star Wars. Why is it that Leia was British in the first one, and then every other minute she's like American? Like everyone speaks with an American accent or a British accent. Fucking Bill Burr is in Star Wars, and Gabriel Luna. Is it
Gabriel? Diego Luna.
Diego Luna literally speaks with a Latin accent, and you're gonna be like, oh, she speaks with a ghetto accent. Just say y'all don't like. You know what? Because if that's the accent you're going to complain about, that shows, I don't know. I don't want to say it. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but, know what I'm going to say? Know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. Just,
okay.
I'm
not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, but if that's your criticism, there you go. Oh, she's too whiny. She's a fucking evil.
He's an antagonist.
Yes.
Like, come on.
She's unstable. Bro, she is a youngling. who went through Order 66. Not every single character is gonna be like the same. What's her name from Fallen Order? What's the name of the sister
Trilla?
from? Yeah,
Trilla.
Trilla. Not every character is gonna be like a copy and paste of each other. She went through Order 66 and she clearly came out unstable. You guys want the same character twice? Do you want every bad guy to be Darth Vader? Then Darth Vader wouldn't be interesting. You don't have to like the bad guy.
Doesn't work. What does work is this idea of the Inquisitors all scheming against each other. And there's a hint that maybe Reva's motivations aren't really to be the Grand Inquisitor, but just to get revenge on the people who've hurt her.
Yeah. Or power. Either or. It tracks because, evil.
Back on Mapuzo, the contact never shows. So Obi and Leia are stuck until Leia spots some shipper coming down the road. She flags him down. Obi tells her not to talk, so Leia introduces
To talk about it is stupid.
humanoid feature. People don't do something for a while, they get rusty. But this seems forced, and it was. Obi plays off the name mix-up as him confusing Luma. This is the guy who's...
All right. So they're complaining about why Obi-Wan called Leia. Bro, it's a slip of a moment, slip of the tongue, and this man is not in a good headspace, okay? Everybody wants Obi-Wan to be a New Hope Obi-Wan. That's not who he is yet. He hasn't gone through the thing that makes him that character yet.
Yeah, it's the thing. People are, jumping to conclusions. They want to see it. It's like, oh, why is he not like that yet? Give it time.
It's called story progression. Go on, Chris.
People just want to jump into conclusions like, oh, he should just be like this. No, there has to be a point in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. That in between, right now, it's the in between that he is. Like, come on, you can't just jump from, I just, saw my best friend, burn on a lava planet. I just, dropped off 2 kids. I'm not going to be, going through anything like, be going through any PTSD. Not going to, be worried about this child, You know how it is.
It's so dumb.
guy who's been telling her to pretend that... And it was.
So there's this scene where they talk about whether Obi-Wan.
Once they leave, Leia confronts Obi about knowing her real mother, and then flat out asks him if he's her real father, which he denies. That's got to be a nod to the fan theory that Obi and Padme were having an affair. If it's not, it's miraculous that the right...
It's a joke.
stumble on.
Yeah.
Leia also confronts Obi about constantly lying to her, which is interesting that she catches this at 10 years old, but 9 years later, a then 19-year-old Luke never notices. It also...
About what? About Obi-Wan? First of all, Luke and Leia are not the same people. Luke, bless his heart. I have nothing bad to say about Luke Skywalker, but Luke Skywalker's not that smart. He was stupid. He was brave and loyal, and he's like a golden retriever. He's like a really good boy, but like he wasn't as smart as his sister, and that makes sense because he was raised on a farm. A farm. She was raised as a princess with higher education, so she's gonna catch on to things faster than her brother. It's not because she's a girl. If the situations were reversed, she would be a dumbass and he would be smart. That's how that works.
also sets up a difference for the reason why Obi lies to the twins. He lies to Leia to protect her, while he lies to Luke to manipulate him into becoming a weapon to kill Vader.
Because yes, because you know what happens at the end of this episode. This man gets his shit rocked by Vader. He is old. he's going to be old in 9 years. Then what's the point of watching over Luke then, guys? What was the point? If he didn't want him to fight Vader, what was the goddamn point? To just babysit this kid?
Hell no.
All right then, people don't know what the fuck they're complaining about. Because if they're like, you manipulate, yes, Obi-Wan's not a good guy. He hasn't been a good guy. Like, I like Obi-Wan, but we gotta admit that he's a flawed character. He's not like this space Jesus. He's been on some bullshit since episode 1. He looked at Anakin, looked at Qui-Gon, and is like, why the fuck are we on this planet? Fuck this kid, bro. Right when Anakin was in that room, bro. Like, come on. He's not a saint. Like, people have this idea of these characters and they don't go back and like watch things. Like, you get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Another reason is probably unintentional, but the scene also sets up why Obi will use Luke against Vader instead of Leia. He knows of Luke, maybe eventually talks to the boy, but he actually cares about Leia. Probe to scan Obi.
Or bear with me. It's exactly what happens in Empire. He doesn't see Leia as a viable candidate. And that's why he thinks it's Luke. And then Yoda has to slap the shit out of him and go, no, they're both force sensitive, you dumb man. Again, guys, watch the movies. The movies are there. It's not for you. It's not a suggestion. Like, Obi-Wan legitimately thinks that Leia ain't. That's why he literally meets Bail and he's like, yo, no, I gotta protect the boy. And she's like, dude, no, she's just as important. That's the whole reason why we split up the kids in the first place.
He finds a match, so Obi kills all the troopers with the blaster.
This is the only valid criticism I'll give him. With the
important part is that the troopers are no match for him. Granted, they are stormtroopers, but even after not fighting for a decade, Obi easily takes them down. He even manages a precision shot when one of the...
Granted, I don't know how to... Okay, a blaster is not the same thing as a lightsaber. Okay, you had to go through a legitimate training to like be competent with a lightsaber. But again, I don't know. That I'll give him that one. I don't know how the fuck Obi-Wan knows how to just... Like, he's used blasters before in the Clone Wars. So it's like, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I give him that one. That one. Yeah, yeah, that one, you know, I give him that one.
Yeah, because it's like, he should be rusty, but whatever. Well, just...
Troopers grabs Leia. It would appear that 10 years of not fighting hasn't affected his prowess. I'm sure that'll remain true for the rest of the episode. Obi knocks out Frick and takes out the checkpoint beams, only to be stopped by a fresh batch of stormtroopers. They demand that he lie down on the ground, but fail to notice he still has the blaster in his hand. And
well, what was he going to do? They could have just shoot him. There's 3 of them right there. Like, you feel me? Like, okay, he has a blaster. She could have been like, she could have said, drop the blaster. Or if Obi-Wan tried to do some fuck shit, hey, there are 3 of us. Kill this guy with the gun. Like, am I? Yeah, I get it. The joke is stormtroopers can't aim for shit. But like, come on. They probably can. All right, let's, you know. The only thing that saved Leia, the only thing that saved Obi-Wan was the other lady.
And is aiming directly at them. Yes, they're stormtroopers. Yes, they're known for being poor shots and nothing but cannon fodder, but come on. She, yes, it's a female trooper, is...
And why does that matter? Like, y'all have to address that shit like that. That's like the biggest thing. Yeah, just say the stormtrooper. Do we say, oh, the male stormtrooper said some shit? No. Y'all make a big deal out of that. Dude, that's the whole reason why they replaced clone troopers with stormtroopers. Because Palpatine said, I want everybody involved. Fuck the clones. Oh, God. Fucking A, bro.
Looking right at him with the damn gun in his hand.
And what was he going to do? Jack shit. Obi-Wan legit thought he was going to die in this scene. Are you not watching the same thing?
How do you miss that? Well, it doesn't matter because Ilaria Sand shoots them in the back.
Yes, because you know why? They weren't expecting that because she was in the back. So she shot all of them super fast because you don't expect getting shot in the back. That fucking works, bro. It's not like Obi-Wan who's right in front of them. They're like, hey, we can see you. Put that gun down or we'll shoot you. Like, the fuck, bro?
Contact and says that she tried to meet Obi and Leia but got delayed by Reva's orders. And when she arrived at the meeting place, Obi and Leia weren't there. Sure, that makes perfect sense, except for one thing. You're coming from the opposite direction. So how could you even know they weren't there? But for Obi shooting the probe, it looks like
they weren't supposed to go on the shit with the mole man.
They would never even known they had arrived. Meanwhile, the Inquisitors inform Vader of Obi's location. Back on Mapuzo, Ilaria takes Obi and Leia to a safe house and reveals that she's part of the Underground Railroad helping Jedi and Force-sensitive kids escape.
Don't act like that's a new thing. That's Ahsoka's whole shit. Fulcrum. Don't act like the Jedi haven't been literally... Isn't that
they haven't been doing this for years.
Yes, isn't that what Fallen Order is? There was a list of entire Force-sensitive children that, like, you have to free or whatever.
It was with the holocron, right?
Yeah, it was, yes. So I'm like, why are people surprised by this?
There's a name drop of Quinlan, which means absolutely nothing to anyone who hasn't watched.
This is, all right, here's the dumbest criticism I heard. This one made me...
Reveals that she's disillusioned with the Empire. And is
not this part.
She shows them a secret tunnel that they can use to get to the escape ship. But then Obi feels a presence. He runs to the door and looks outside, and somehow, in the span of minutes, is gone from the middle of the day to the dead of night.
1, this is an alien planet. I don't have to say this. The fucking name of the series is Star Wars. Why would you assume alien planets function the same way as Earth? 2, you don't know what time of day. Yes, it could have been bright as fuck outside, and then you don't know how long it took for them to be inside the room. Again, alien planet, but they're like,
every planet is different. Yeah,
like, how did it get so dark so fast? My mind can't comprehend. Star Wars is Deborah Chow is a dumbass.
Why? Because Vader has arrived. Apparently, he brought the Knight with him too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
yes, because that's how the Force works. He can just, wherever I go, it must be black.
Now, everyone is scared shitless.
Okay, besides this comment, I'm about to destroy this. This is the crux of the argument that pisses me off to no end. Here we go.
The troopers, the Inquisitors, and the people in the town. And that last part is really important because they would have no reason to be afraid of Vader unless they knew who he was and what he does.
Are you stupid? Or are you blind? You don't need to know who Darth Vader is. People who have never seen Star Wars don't need to know that this guy is scary as fuck. He's a literal skeleton. What? Like, in your brain, you wouldn't just put 2 and 2 together? Oh, there's a bunch of Inquisitors coming. Who is that giant 6'5", like, skull encased dark one that doesn't talk and just makes loud breathing? Let's not fuck with him. You don't need to know that Darth Vader Vader's not a public figure. I said that already. you can just see he radiates big dick energy. I don't want to fuck. It's like prison. It's like prison. You know goddamn well you're not going to fuck with the biggest guy there. Right, Chris?
You're not.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. It's not kind of rocket science for them to be like, oh, they knew. You're stupid. You're stupid. Vader's not a public figure.
Mapuzo isn't exactly a tourist destination, so the fact that the people in the middle of nowhere know about Vader pretty much destroys this idea that Obi had no idea Vader was alive.
He didn't, because it doesn't, because they don't know who this is. Vader is scary, so i.e., you would not want to mess with him. You don't need to know who he is. God damn it, bruh. God damn it.
Oh shit.
It's just
Like, you would think someone would sit down, think about what they're gonna say, and be like, is it this? Am I thinking about this scene too hard?
You're not. You're thinking about about it.
Yeah, you feel me? Some people overthink and just to prove that they're right. Like, it's Darth Vader.
not plausible. 1. Yoda calls Anakin Vader when he shows Obi the video of Anakin killing Jedi, so Obi knows this is the same person. 2. Tatooine is well known for its scum and villainy, so it's very likely people on the run from the Empire might show up and have carefully edited stories to tell. 3. Vader is murking people with the Force.
Yes, he does not fight regular people. Therefore, no one knows who Darth Vader is.
He senses Obi-Wan is there and
Obi-Wan will not know Darth Vader is alive because Darth Vader is a shadow. He's not public knowledge. The only people who know about Darth Vader are people in the Empire and Jedi. That's it. For Christ's sakes, Han even says the Jedi were some hokey-pokey religion. Like, they don't know about in the course of like 19 to 20 years, the galaxy doesn't really remember. I mean, I don't know why. That's just stupid writing for me. But even then, they don't. It's established that they don't really know about the Force and all that other shit. Even though if you're above a certain age, you would remember the Clone Wars. But that's neither here nor there.
starts killing people just to fuck with Obi.
Yes, because he's evil. What the fuck, bro?
And also he's trying to draw him out.
Yes, because what do Jedi do? They're the guardians of peace.
Strangles a father, snaps the son's neck, and drags a screaming woman through the street. All
Yes.
to get Obi to come out of hiding.
Yes,
So violent, even the Inquisitors are afraid.
like they're supposed to.
There's no way anyone's keeping this a secret.
What do you mean keeping it a secret? Who's gonna come to this planet? First of all, they never said this guy's name. They never said Vader's name, right? Out loud. For all they know, a 6'5" black man came here and killed a bunch of people. Like, that's not a very descriptive. And all the Inquisitors wear black. So again, I digress. This is stupid.
Obi would have to know about Vader after Vader spending 10 years murdering people in public. So Obi Wan Kenobi.
We already addressed that shit, Chris. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't repeat it. I know what you're gonna say, but don't.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to reshoot it. You just have to flip the shot. Anyway, Obi runs, and Vader shows up behind him. He must have been holding his breath the whole.
Also, yes. Okay, let me remind people. Force speed is a thing that apparently everybody and their mom forgets that everybody can do. All Force users can do. Yes, Anakin doesn't have natural legs anymore, but it's been 10 years. He's learned how to fight, move, and kill people with that suit. You're telling me Anakin couldn't have just, I don't know, force speed, boom. Now he's right behind Obi-Wan. And second, the fight. Obi-Wan is not a pussy. Obi-Wan is scared. Obi-Wan has PTSD. He literally addresses, he's like, Anakin, what happened to you? I am what you have made me. Duh. The guilt, the trauma, all this stuff. You know, I'm done with this video. We have like one last thing to talk about before we end this video. This is a pretty long video. We're gonna react to this, talk about it, and then talk about the Rotten Tomatoes score thing, metric, and then get this shit out of the way.
You prepare for this backlash, and there are people out there who say some really awful things. Have you spoken to someone like John Boyega?
Yeah, probably. She was warned, hey, you might not be well received by fans, especially considering your type of character. That's not a surprising thing. It's not like Disney went, hey, Star Wars fans, you're automatically racist, blah, 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 blah. They didn't do that a week before Obi-Wan. They just warned her, hey, you might deal with some backlash because there are racist Star Wars fans. I want people to hear what I just said. There are racist Star Wars fans. That does not mean, everyone, that does not mean you are racist. They're not talking about you. If you dislike this character, that doesn't make you a racist. It's the people that are harassing her. Stop trying to gaslight her into thinking that's not the thing.
You know, they've been really great about connecting.
I wish she would have stuck with that. But I'm not here to blame Moses Ingram or criticize the human being. She is simply just an adult pretender who took a job with a billion.
And don't call them that. Yes, I understand acting is just pretending or whatever. But then if you're going to minimize actors like that, why watch shit? Why watch TV shows and movies? Like, you right. Understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're so mightier than thou and calling them adult pretenders, then why do you enjoy half of the shit that you do you understand? Like, if you're gonna say, I love Star Wars and Doctor Who, those are my favorite properties of all time. Guess what? They're adult pretenders pretending to move through time and space. Fucking stupid ass comments, bruh.
Corporation who's using her as a pawn. You're far too trusting. We'll get to who's to blame in just a moment.
You know what? He's going to talk about like gaslighting and okay, here's the Rotten Tomatoes guy.
Yeah, here's where we have to talk.
You have a giant turd on your hands, and one of the reasons is the character of.
Because his thing is like, his argument is like, oh no, this is Disney trying to cover their tracks. They know they made a turd character, therefore Star Wars fans are just criticizing the character of Rey, blah, 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 blah. Yes, while that may be the case, and that in fact, I know not all Star Wars fans are racist, Disney was not addressing the criticism. Disney is addressing people that put freaking darky in the goddamn thumbnails. And literally the cavalcade of screenshots that this woman has posted saying all this bad stuff. You're a diversity hire. You're this, you're that. So you know that's happening. The world knows that's happening, but we're going to ignore it and make it seem like, paint a narrative that Disney's just like, oh no, they're covering their tracks, blah, blah, blah. That's nobody cares if you think it's shit. It's perfectly fine. Disney doesn't give a shit if you think it's shit. You're still consuming the product. If you wanted to be like, if you really wanted to make a grand, bold statement, thousands upon thousands of Star Wars fans would just not watch it. But you know what? You're not going to do that. You're going to consume the product anyway and then complain about it.
You to watch it. Yeah.
Exactly. Like idiots.
A dumpster fire of a Disney Star Wars product that currently has a 58% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. As I said,
and again, Rotten Tomatoes does not matter. Doesn't matter for critics. Doesn't matter for audiences. You judge the show based off of your own merit. I can understand being a fan of a franchise and seeing the characters you love being done dirty. I can understand not liking certain characters. I do. Trust me. I have characters that I don't like and still don't like to this day. Yes.
But do not attack the actors and actresses. That is not,
Yeah, keep going, Chris.
Yeah, it's like it's not acceptable at all.
That's
all right.
all.
Just separate the character from the actor. That's it. That's what you have to do.
That's literally all Disney has been asking for this week. Please stop messaging this woman and telling her she's shit. Like, don't pretend like this behavior does not happen. I've been on the internet. I've seen people harass these characters. Shit, I've seen men comment on people's comment section thinking that they're actually talking to that person. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility for people to harass this woman on the internet. Yes, you're going to be like, she's a public figure. She should be used for that. No. Being a public figure doesn't give you the license for harassment. Yes, criticism, I get, but it's not even criticism. Moses didn't do anything. She had a job and she did it. And then basing her acting skills off of Star Wars is the dumbest thing in the world. It's one franchise. She has done other things. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else because this is a long ass video and this is just pissed me off to no content. But Chris, your final thoughts and then plug your channel and stuff.
Final thoughts on this, the criticism, like the main thing, that really bothered me this, week was, people attacking, not right. Again, separate the character from the actor. Don't go, leaving negative messages in her DMs and making all these comments and all. That's my biggest thing. Be better.
Be better, do better. This is a goddamn joke. Yeah, and then plug your channel.
Oh, and have a channel. We do live streams from time to time. Link will be in this description below. Your final statement?
Yeah, Star Wars fans who... My bad. Wow, that was a statement. But yeah, Star Wars fans who act like this, stop it. Okay? And Star Wars fans who don't act like this, don't worry about it. No one's attacking you, okay? You can criticize this character. I'm on your side for criticizing this character. I don't like that character that much, and I don't like the direction Disney's taking it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all. If you agree, disagree, whatever, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification. If there is going to be a discourse in this comment section, please explain your thoughts clearly and thoroughly. Don't just watch this video and be like, I don't like what you said. Please explain your point of view clearly and concisely so we can have an open dialogue instead of just, hating for the sake of hating. All right.